So tonight we're aiming to do a long session and we'll have way too many cameras filming, microphones everywhere. We'll guide you through our process. We'll tell you everything that is on our minds without editing.
3, 2, 1.
It's gonna be very fun.
There we go. So let's start everything. Kim, a mosquito just got me.
You said there were no mosquitoes. This is our latest complete Blue Hour session. We created this 80-minute video for those who want to see everything. Our setup, our workflow as of 2024, what goes through our minds as we make decisions, and most importantly, our fails. I'm probably a little bit stretched.
Yeah, you are.
That's my favorite. Grab a seat and some popcorn. There's a lot to unfold in this one.
Ah, it's cold.
Yeah, I know.
These colors are so beautiful, but as the plan is to film the whole session, my mind is going to be way too busy to make sure I talk the whole time, to be more entertaining, or mostly that's a teaching session, so I have to explain everything I have in my mind, but usually I'm not talking because it's taking me too much brain power, so we shoot in silence.
Yeah, so you have to choose between putting the attention and focus on teaching and commenting everything we do, but that also means we sacrifice the pictures themselves in a bit, because it means most cameras are used to film, not take pictures, and that means as you talk and explain everything, it takes longer than you usually do, which is like, you know, you think, you do, and you shoot. So yeah, it's a hard choice.
And here we go.
Yes.
Another complete night.
Yeah.
Shooting for at least 90 minutes, I guess.
Probably.
Maybe 60. I don't know.
Yeah. And we have a very cloudy sky, so it will be very different. Tonight the sun is setting, I think at 7:24, and normally our prime time would start around, I'll say 7:50 something, but as it's very cloudy and we're shooting mainly towards, I guess, north or northwest.
Yeah, that's the framing. Wow.
Yeah.
That's so good.
So that means we're not shooting directly at the glow of the sun, so it will probably be ready earlier because of the sky and the direction in which we're shooting at.
Yeah, the clouds are so thick anyway, so
Yeah.
the glow doesn't really matter tonight.
Our regular reference point to know when the first shot will be good with our tools and balancing with the background is usually at the beginning of the nautical twilight. But in these circumstances, we need to make sure that we're ready earlier than that. And this is approximative.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, maybe 10 minutes earlier, we're not sure.
Yeah, so it's about 7 p.m. now.
Yeah.
We have time to get prepared. I'll film as much as I can for the whole night. Stick with us.
Yep. Oh. It's currently about 18 Celsius, which is still pretty comfortable, and there's not much wind. The wind is not very strong. It will probably get colder fast, so we'll see. We'll see.
first clap. No. Ouais, ça filme sur mon front. So quiet, I don't feel like talking very much.
Can you confirm that it's still blinking? That it's still red?
Yeah. Flashlights for tonight.
So I put a lot of layers before leaving the hotel so I could be almost ready once we get on location. All of my upper body layers are ready to shoot, and same for my underneath layers like leggings and leg warmers. I have my boots and some water socks, so in case my feet actually get wet, it will stay a little bit warm. Then I start to stuff my leg warmers as Eric gets ready. So I put a lot of stuff inside of it because it's very stretchy. So I have my headlamp for later on. I'll need it once it gets dark. I put usually 1 or 2 extra tops so I can change while I stay on my spot if ever we shoot.
You're so efficient. I never noticed that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, you shouldn't notice that. That's like, yeah, you have so many things to think about. So I make sure that I have things to change my hair and change my outfit if, let's say, I stay on the same spot for 3 hours, so that it kind of gives the impression that it will be a little bit different, even if I'm on the same spot. Because as it changes the tools, and as it changes, let's say, from the blue hour to the stars, or then to the black canvas, I want us to have options. So that's it.
Oops.
What?
I missed the best part.
Well, this one got it. I think I'm probably like a little bit stretched.
Yeah, you are.
But that's my favorite.
You're in one corner.
Yeah, that's my favorite framing.
Yeah, I'll put a better one right here. Yeah, I'm starting to have problems with this tripod. It's very loose, and even if I screw it back, it gets loose again, and that's because my the screws are rusty. I ordered.
Is it rusty or like?
They're eaten
Yeah, by the
salt.
Like,
Yeah. So yeah, but we found screws, replacement ones, and it took me a while to find those. But the thing is that you should not look for screws by tripod manufacturers. Just look for regular screws, but it has to be like the right one. Otherwise, it doesn't really fit. It's not just about the size, but the head itself. I'm not even sure how to say that, but like we found like exactly the same. I'm going to receive those next week. The problem when it's loose is that when I move them quickly, I have the risk of having everything falling apart. I have 2 of them actually that are super loose. So this is very temporary solution to screw back, but it's not lasting very long. That's the boring part.
Well, it might be useful for one person at some point.
Yeah, I have something. So I have to update the website about the triggers. Back when I was shooting in a bold mode, like BULB, holding the button, I was recommending having non-rechargeable batteries because they're 1.5 volts. But I found some, it's another type of battery, like the are rechargeable, but with a USB cable, USB port directly on the battery. And these are very good, but I don't work in bulb anymore, so it's even easier. Just do a full press and it triggers for the duration of the exposure.
Do you have any idea why we had trouble with the triggers yesterday?
I don't. I tried everything back again, but I don't know. But yesterday it was very noisy, so it was hard to hear the trigger. And also by using the HDMI connection of the camera, I don't see things the same way. It's not as obvious. It should be easier tonight because it's much calmer here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I had a problem with these two flashlights yesterday. Couldn't use strobe and strobe, so I'll see if it's okay now. But yeah, so one of them stays on. Don't know why, so I'll try with a different battery. Oh, I think I got it. Est-ce que ça vient d'arrêter déjà?
Yep, it's still blinking.
Okay. I heard something. I have a bunch of spare batteries, so I'll try another one. So in this pouch, the green one, I have a bunch of spare batteries, and I have two that might fit.
Okay, let's talk outfit. So you probably noticed, you probably know by now that I usually go with either black or white outfits, and this is more convenient. It's mainly to be efficient and to make sure that it can be harmonious with as many landscapes as possible. So I want something neutral that would kind of blend in with the rest. Because let's say if I go with a bold color, then depending on the color of the sky, it won't necessarily match, and then it limits the possibilities of colors that Eric can use, because it has to match not only with the background, the landscape, but then
I'm the one making colors.
Yeah, exactly.
For you tonight.
Also with the outfit. I like the white because it kind of, well, how can I say that? Like when you use colors, it has an impact on the dress as well. So yeah, depending on where we're going, I will, and sometimes if I'm not sure, I'll actually have one of each in my backpack because it's not that heavy. It's just
yeah, that's why your bag is heavier than mine.
And also when we shoot in the water, because I am never sure how deep it will be, so how much I will get wet. Like a skirt or a fabric that is wet is much heavier, and if there's a current or waves, it can become dangerous. So I make sure that if I'm shooting in the water, I go for a fabric that is lighter. But obviously you can do whatever you want. You can get crazy with colors. It's just, for me, it's, I find it more efficient, and I get a lot of options because I can mix and match many different things.
Are we going with sparklers?
What do you think?
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe one series of
One?
sparklers, but not the rainbow
No,
one.
no, no. Like
Need to keep those.
for winter.
Yeah.
Like Tooth Fairy.
Yep.
You have 2 left. 3. Do you have the lighter?
Yep, in my pockets.
So I will review this one. Unless you want me to put one already on the tube.
Yeah, why not? On the solid white.
Solid white. Most of the time we start with the solid white unless we don't have it for some reason.
What are you talking about?
So in most cases, solid white, because it's the brightest tool that we have, so it allows us to start earlier. So it will be visible earlier. Yeah, the shape, the light painting shape will be visible earlier because it's a very bright tool. Which flashlight?
Alright.
Sorry, I just slammed the microphone. I wanted to kill a mosquito.
There are no mosquitoes. It's all in your head.
Yeah. So every time I'm like, should I bring the mosquito repellent? And Eric is like, no, no, no. It's over.
It's over.
It's over.
September. It's over.
Yeah. And then I'm like, maybe I should in any case, but he seems so confident, right?
You guys see how unnatural it is for us talking English between each other?
Oh, for sure. Like,
Feels weird.
most of the time we don't talk too much, especially during the process. Like,
Oh, you talk. I don't talk.
during the process?
No.
No.
In life.
No.
I forgot to clean the lenses.
Oh, crap. We have time.
Okay, quick recap of what I just did. Taking the 3 cameras out of the bag. I'm always shooting with 3 cameras these days, so it's easy for me to switch from video to photo, different focal length, moving the cameras all around. So the 3 are the same, Canon R5, but the lenses of course are different. Tonight, as with most of the summer, I have 14, 20, 35 and 50 millimeters. And I start with this one here that is 14 and this one 35. So I have 2 focal length, and I think that the framing is gonna look quite nice at 14 right here. So let's have a look. Set my cameras to 2 seconds f11 ISO 100, and we'll have to start quite soon.
Yeah, the sun just set. It's 7:26.
Wow, it's beautiful.
So this is my new 2024 gear. Like if you've seen our videos from the past few years, we had the pedestal, we had the plastic box, but also the la glacière.
The ice box.
The ice box, yeah. So the ice box, the plastic box, and the pedestal. But all of these are floating boxes, so it's much harder to...
I lose you every time you
Yeah,
float far away.
every time the thing is starting to like float away, and just stepping on it was always like a little bit sketchy, because the goal of this is to have me higher in the frame so we can go further in the lake, so we have more distance between the camera and the light painting in the subject. But these are amazing because they don't float, and I can stack them.
so we've been stacking 2 lately because the level of water was higher. So it's still a bit sketchy. I haven't fall in the water yet, although it would be
Tonight is
a
the
good
night.
show. It would be a good show. But yeah, so I try to stay as dry as possible because as we don't know for how long we're gonna be here and I'm not moving, so I get cold. It gets cold pretty fast, and yeah, not only is it uncomfortable, but yeah, it can be dangerous at some point. So yeah, so these are great. It's just for hiking, that's not really, you know, it's still bulky, but for small distances like here, it's great. And as you can see, I when I'm ready, like I tie my skirt. We call it the diaper because it looks like a diaper, but it's simply for me to be more efficient when I move in the prep, and when I get into the water, I don't want my dress to get wet at the beginning.
Okay, my turn. I'm currently setting up this phone on my main camera, the one at 40 millimeters, and I'm going to use that to record the session. So it's supposed to start by itself. I tested earlier. There we go. So it's recording. So we'll have everything from here. Kim, a mosquito just got me.
What?
A mosquito just got me.
You said there were no mosquitoes.
Yeah.
And you're, oops.
Where's a
What?
mosquito?
And the cell phone stopped, so we don't have the whole shenanigan about my diaper, but I think it's okay.
I got it here and there.
Okay.
I think we're good. Yeah, we have to move things a bit. The thing is that I want to shoot from here, but I see the trees on that side with my framing here. So let me show you. So you see the trees are visible here, so I have to move there, and that's why I have to move just a few feet on that direction. This is gonna be very, very interesting tonight, and we should start quite soon. So I'm gonna set my 2 cameras to 2 seconds, f 7.1. Okay, the white balance is not good here. I have to set it back to daylight. All right, wow, that's so cool. Okay, there's one thing missing. I want to have some sound recording close to the 2 cameras. So I have one last thing to install. So this one is a field recorder in a powered microphone. So I'm gonna set this one on another tripod. It means that I have 6 tripods at the moment. That's fine. That's enough. Okay, testing the sound here. Can be a bit louder. All right. And I start the recording on this one, and I put this one only to get the sound of the cameras that are triggering. Yeah, it's quite useless. Okay, I have to get my water shoes. Can you put that back there? Wow, faut vraiment qu'on commence.
Yep.
We have to start now.
That's what happens when
we talk too much.
Yeah, like blah 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 blah. Yeah, I'm gonna let you figure where you want to put this one.
Okay, I'm gonna get rid of my wallet just in case I fall in the water with you. Same with the car key.
That is wise. Look at me. Okay, still blinking.
Okay, I have the lighter. You have one sparkler with you?
No.
Oh, okay, they're there.
Yeah,
Okay,
I need
perfect.
the elastics as well.
Oh, yeah.
I have
They
one.
are on my bag. Got it.
And I can grab one right away. I just killed a mosquito in my head. Okay, so this will be tricky because I'm trying to get in the water with a flashlight, a tube, and 3 boxes. So do you want to tell me approximately where I'm going?
Yeah. So that way.
Okay. Like, I get in about here?
Yeah.
So I'm going as far as I can until my boots are almost soaked, which is pretty good actually here.
One trigger is not working. I have no idea why, but I have a backup. Gonna figure that out later. So it's really rush time now because I don't have much time.
Can you give me some feedback?
Just one sec.
Yep.
Yeah, so the other trigger is working correctly. Wow, I think you got it.
Yeah?
I think that's it.
That would be a first.
Okay, yeah, let's try that.
Okay. So I'm very lucky because I only need 1 box, so I'm on a, I don't know, it gets shallower here. So I'm gonna, as soon as he's ready, he's gonna ask me to do a test shot. So I'm gonna do a circle, just for him to test the framing. My circles are usually very disgusting because it's hard for me for where I am to figure the good alignment with the cameras. At this point it's not too bad because I can see them, but sometimes it's dark and I don't see. So they're all crooked. But it still gives him a good enough idea. And that way he doesn't have to come here, do a test shot, and then go back to the cameras. We save a lot of time that way.
Can you do a circle for me?
For sure. I'm gonna try to not soak the sparklers. 3, 2, 1.
Wow, that's perfect. That's perfect. But we have to go now.
Okay. I'm ready, but I'm just gonna throw the box as far as I can.
I'm coming.
Okay. There's still enough light for him to do the focus probably without me lighting myself up. But as it gets darker, he will ask me to turn on the light and light myself so we can redo the focus and make sure we're still in focus.
Ah, it's cold.
Yeah, I know.
This one too?
Yeah, I don't need them. Now my hands are full, so I'm gonna wait for him to come before I can take off my extra layers. And when I do so, I will hide everything I have in my leg warmers. And the main reason for that is once again, to be efficient, because I used to like tie my shirt around Eric's neck, but we lose time and it's in his way, and in that way To be honest, when it's in my leg warmers, like my body keeps it warm as well. So when I put it back on myself, it's still warm. Okay. So I'm gonna take that off.
You have a lot of things. And the empty space is going to be on our left side.
Okay. Not soap the mic. Do not soap the mic.
Oh, the clouds are so beautiful. I wish I could be outside and make art with you. And that's what we're doing.
What do you mean?
So for the framing, I'll go on your left side.
Okay.
Okay, lighter.
Yes.
Are you keeping it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So once again, guess where I'm gonna put it. Okay.
Yep. In 3, 2, 1. Okay. 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 And in 3, 2, 1. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. I'm gonna give you everything. We might do another round. Okay, I'll have a look at the shot. Feel that it's good, but maybe not. It's already very dark. Oh, that's nice. It's quite good. It's quite well balanced. So if you've been with us before, I was complaining about the monitor here, but I changed the cell phone to from vivid to neutral, and then it looks so much better. Yeah, so the framing is not as good on this one, but that's on purpose. I want to have more of the reflection, trying to combine the two. I'm not even sure if I'm going to go there, but just in case. And look at the detail. Well, actually, as this one is filming, I'm gonna show you on this camera. Look at that. Look at that. It might be, not sure about the focus, so I'm gonna double check. So having two cameras is one big advantage for this. So if I miss on one, I have sort of a backup one on the other. Tonight is not that hard to manage, but in some conditions I really won't have a backup one. Okay, so now I switched to f3.5, so that means that it's already too late to shoot with sparklers, and I'm totally okay with that. Want to get some deep orange color on top of that. So
No sparklers?
no sparklers, and I'll get everything you have in your hands.
Perfect.
So I'm gonna move right away to a sunset and a solid orange tube. But we have a good one with the sparklers, so.
Look at me.
Huh?
Okay, good. Still
Good.
blinking.
I hope you're still with us.
So you said we have one with the sparklers, so just because
Kim.
it's not
Are you entertaining?
No, I'm very boring. I'm generally a boring person. I don't
you're
think
not.
people. I'm assuming people are not watching this to be entertained. If so, I'm sorry.
What if they want to be entertained?
Well, I think there's plenty of places to be entertained.
Okay, I thought about something this morning. Let's do this whole thing for Vanessa. Because
Ah.
I think she might enjoy it.
So as it's not very cold and we have one, I'm gonna take my sleeves off. It's a very subtle change in.
All right, so now I have a solid orange, a sunset tube, and I want to put some feathers.
Whenever I can, like here, my box is fairly stable. It's the bottom of the lake is sandy, so it's fairly stable. I can like move around because sometimes it's you have like branches and rocks and stuff like that, and there's only one footing that I can have. Otherwise, it's moving and I can fall in the water. So I have no option but to stay, like to keep my feet at the exact same place for a few hours.
It's not what I want, but so close. There we go, sunset and solid. So I can match them. So sunset would be the other one, but I could also mix them. So I'm deciding to go with the sunset on the orange and the orange on the sunset. But you see, both are very orange anyway, so that's good. That's all good. Now I'm pretty sure that my settings are not as good now. So let's go to f3.2. Yeah, f3.2. Still filming here.
It doesn't seem like that, but when you stay for a really long time without moving your feet, it gets very uncomfortable. The sooner you are uncomfortable and or in pain, well, the harder it gets to stay focused and to be still. So yeah, I just want to make sure that I move around when I can.
Okay, that's gonna be a test shot.
Okay.
Just want to make sure that my settings are good. Okay, empty space still on the left side. Let's do a real shot, a real test shot. In 3, 2, 1. And another real test shot. In 3, 2, 1. And let's do a last one. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I just took 3 shots and I hope that both camera picked it. So normally I would flip both monitor my direction, but as I'm using this phone over the camera, I cannot flip this one.
Eric gave me a few information at the beginning. He tells me where the empty space is, and that information tells me approximately what the framing looks like, and mainly because I don't see the composition, and I personally don't feel the need to see it because I really prefer to be invested in my own experience with the landscape and with the environment.
The feather on the sunset is not picking up, but settings are good, colors are vivid. That's crazy, we can get that straight out of the camera. So I'm going to reframe just a tiny bit down.
By telling me where the empty space is, I know how I can organize my body so the architecture of the body complement the landscape and the composition.
All right. Flipping this one so I can see that at least one of the two is picking up.
And one of the main thing that is useful for that is where I look. So the gaze will give a very good indication where the attention is, where my intention is, and where my attention is usually where the attention of the person looking at the picture will be directed towards. Are we going?
Yeah. Okay, triggers are working super well tonight. So it was probably just a problem with the batteries. I don't know. Oh, do you hear that?
Yeah. Who's that?
That's a tiny frog. I don't know the name in English, but it's called Renette crucifère. Get ready in 3, 2, 1. Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Okay. So actually we could use sparklers because we have some that are much dimmer. So we could do that. That's another option. But it's taking more time when we use sparklers. It's taking more time because like we have to wait until it's totally burnt. That means we might miss a complete series. Wow, it's quite good, Kim Henry. Okay, so we have to change the settings again. I want to have a bit more time, so I'll try at 4 seconds, probably ISO 200, but I have to change the. Wow, so cool. I have to dim down my flashlights, of course. So I do the focus again just because I have had some doubts. Okay, so 4 seconds on both cameras. F3.2 ISO 200. Looks a bit too bright on the second camera, but let's try it. So sometimes I don't have the exact same settings on both, and that's fine.
Eric gives me a countdown, 3, 2, 1, and at 0 he triggers. And that's the main indication I need to know when I need to stop breathing, because as you probably know by now, if I move, I'll be blurry, and even the movement of the breath is enough to create some movement.
Okay, so I just said that I have to dim down the flashlight. So these are the Clarus 2000 lumens, but I have these Nightcore P10. These are 1200 lumens, so I don't have to dim them. I just can use them right away. But the other thing I started to think about was maybe to use more neutral colors. I really like the orange, but I think we nailed it. So what if we go with something that is colder, bluish? So the kit flashlight that I just took are Nightcore P10 V2, and with this modifier I can have one blinking and one on strobe, can alternate between one and the other. Oh, I'm not saying that it's fun to work with this, but I really love the result. It's a lot of trouble to hold all of these things, but okay.
How it looks according to the landscape and how I interact with it. Bye.
In 3, 2, 1. Okay. In 3, 2, 1. We're at 4 seconds now. Okay. And 3, 2, 1. Okay. So currently shooting with a solid white, a winter tube, and 2 matching feathers. No, not matching, sorry. 2 winter feathers.
We're fortunate tonight. It's pretty calm. There's no waves, so the water is very very calm. There's no big wind, so I can actually make sure between each series that I try to replace my dress. Most of the time this is only like a aesthetic question, unless we are in the ocean and the waves are very big, and then it's different. It's a different story. It becomes a safety thing.
Okay, so what do you guys think about these colors? Okay, so the brightness of the tube is at the very limit. It's quite bright, so I think it's a bit too bright, but I love the output. Oh, the orange is so cool too, but winter looks nice. Composition of the clouds, so good. Love it. We're using the dip here. So I have to dim the flashlight a little bit because I'm pretty sure that this is burnt out. Okay, so it's time to put some dimmers because it's getting so dark, and so I'll use these two here. So these are just plugs that I put on top of the flashlight so we have less light going through. I know it's not very sophisticated. I wish I could have a physical dimmer on the flashlight, but that's how I've been working for probably 2.5 years now, and it works. Okay, next round. In 3, 2, 1. In 3, 2, 1. I'm going to change buttons. We have strobe on the other tube. In 3, 2, 1. I'll go a bit slower. I feel like it might be a bit too dim, so next one again I'll go slower. In 3, 2, 1. So the slower I go, the more light I get on the sensor. No, it's stopped. Both are not working anymore. Yeah, these don't see anything in the dark anyway. Oh, that's perfect. That is just perfect. So this is the balance I'm looking for. You can see through the tube. I'm not 100% convinced about the mix of colors. That's quite different, that's for sure. And you see that it was a bit too dim when I was going at 1.5 second speed, but this at 3 seconds, like the stripes are even closer to each other. That's so cool. And it's starting to get dark. So I crank the ISO to 400. Let's go to f2.5. I do a test shot. Great. That's perfect. So I'll mirror the settings on the second one at f2.5. Okay. Okay, and we'll do a couple of more simple shots because So far I've been using the sparklers, double tubes, but what about just basic, just very basic sugar tube, sugar feather, and just one flashlight. So I'm gonna bend it a bit so we get more light bouncing here. Get my light flashlight, and I need a dimmer for sure on this one. So maybe 3 holes or 2 big ones, not sure. The light is brighter, so I have to be careful. Okay, I'll give it a shot with this, but it feels a bit dim. Okay, that's just a test shot, a real test shot. In 3, 2, 1. Okay. So I'm doing just one because if I'm too off, I don't want to waste too much time. I'm pretty sure that the light is too dim on this one. Felt a bit dim. The thing is that it's not just about the flashlight or the dimmer, but the tube itself. And I know that the sugar, there we go, the sugar is just not as bright. Okay, so very interesting. Normally, that's another topic. Okay, so normally I will change the white balance to go a bit colder, but with that kind of clouds, sometimes cloudy works better. Okay, so now we know that the 3 holes was not good.
When there's light around and I can see the landscape around me, I try as much as I can to look at something to be more stable because it helps to be grounded, but it also helps me connect to the place and how it informs my senses. But as it gets darker, I won't be able to see as clearly, especially every time Eric will come, I'll get a little bit blinded by the lights, so then my vision takes a while to adjust.
Oh, there's a yellow one. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, we never used the yellow, so it's gonna be the first time using the yellow if it works, because the thing is that white balance 62, the white balance 62, the yellow can be cool.
One of the simplest thing is to look at a part of my body. Are we going?
You're talking a lot?
I'm talking, yeah, I'm boring, but I'm talking.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Change pose. In 3, 2, 1. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It might be a mess. So, what do you think? So it's a bit too bright, so it's burnt out in the center. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Orange would be better. Let's go back to something more basic. Something, not more basic, but something that I'm more used to. Okay, sunset. That's gonna give us some nice orange colors.
So sometimes I'll want to have the eyes closed if I'm not on a flat surface where I feel very grounded, I'll actually cheat a little bit and very slightly open one eye, the one that is further away from the camera. So it's kind of an in between where I can still get inside myself, connected, but still see something and be stable. Because once you close your eyes, it's much harder to stay still, especially now we're at 4 seconds exposure time, and it will increase. So this is probably the limit. Past 4 seconds, I'm not doing that anymore because it's too risky to be blurry.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1. 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 Okay. We're lucky it's not raining.
Yeah.
What were you talking about?
I'm talking about my favorite dessert recipe.
Okay, I hope it's better.
Okay, so it's been a bit, so I'm gonna change my hair again.
So you see what's cool about the sunset is that we get some purple reflection. Have a scratch on my lens. Well, I shouldn't say that, but that's one of the reasons I'm using the 35. Oh, this one is really good. Let me show you on this angle. Look at that. I love that kind of things here. You see how the feather fades away? This is the moment the feathers goes out of the water. But again, I have to change the settings because you see we're losing details in the clouds. So I'm gonna go all the way to f1.8. It's going so fast again tonight with the settings. Yeah, that's much better. Much better. I can even try to go to 6 seconds. But you know, I have to dim down my light again. Okay, so these are gonna be the best shots of the night. It looks so good. f1.8 and ISO 800. Alright, do the focus again just in case. So I'm gonna shine the light on Kim. There we go. Okay, so what do you guys think now? Which color should we go with? Want to go back to double tube? Yeah, I know. Yeah, it looks obvious that we have to go with the sunset and orange. And also what I could try now is to use, okay, so I have another kit of flashlights, and these two are both on strobe at the same time, and I need to dim a lot now, so that's gonna be probably 2 or 3 holes. Okay, let's try with 2, actually 3. Yeah, I know. To have a second one with 3 holes, because if I don't, I have other options.
Usually during a full night, I'm not afraid of repeating myself, if that makes sense, because from the whole night, we have to keep in mind that usually we'll only keep one image, and it's impossible for me to guess with the composition, let's say now we have mountains behind and they're probably fairly small, but I don't know exactly where they are in relation to, let's say, my body. So I can't really know what will be more harmonious with the landscape, and on top of that with what Eric will do. So I don't really think about, I'm not afraid of doing, you know, the same variation, because I don't know what will work at the end of the day.
Okay, I'm ready.
Still empty space.
On the left. The clouds are beautiful. We don't see them now because it's too dark, but on the camera, super beautiful. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Six seconds. In 3, 2, 1. And in 3, 2, 1. Okay, last one, same pose. In 3, 2, 1. Okay. I didn't do any doors tonight.
No, it's true.
Oh, that's cool.
So the boat is probably annoying.
Yeah, but we have the boat in the background.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, I have to do some Photoshop. Is it allowed?
Yeah, so this is one of the things that we can't really control. Like yesterday there was no one, but yeah, today there's a boat far in the framing, so this is one of those moments where you're like, well, they're allowed to be there and that's okay, we can share this beautiful location, but Eric will have to, I guess, erase it. So we probably lost a few degrees. It feels a bit colder at the moment, but it's still not windy, so we're still good.
Okay, that's a bit too much. I was testing with even brighter settings, but that's too much. Okay, we can still get a few. I wish the boat can go away, but that's easy to get rid of. So I went from ISO 800 to 1600. So normally would have to dim the light a bit. But are we happy with this? Are we happy with this? Because if we're happy with this, I'm gonna change color. So there's one other option that we have that could fit quite well with this, and it's pink. It's pink. So we get a pinkish and a real pink, and I feel like I could even use the winter feathers because of their bluish tint. And I know these are quite bright, so I'll go from 3 to 2 holes. And anyway, I have to change the settings again very soon to ISO 32. We're getting close to the end now. I mean that in a few minutes we won't see anything because it's so cloudy.
Are we testing?
Yep, a real test. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Okay, another real test, change pose. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, I wanted to say something. But what? Can we get rid of this boat?
I'm working on it.
You have to scream. Huh. Okay, so we see the potential, but ouch. It's gonna be hard to balance between the two. The two are so different. There's one that is much brighter, so you know that the holes are a bit bigger on one of the two, so I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna invert the two flashlights and just hope that it's gonna look better. But yep, so no, they're quite similar. So these are the same. So that means that one of the two is brighter. So it's the pinkish probably. Yeah, not super obvious to the eye. Okay, so that's a tricky one. And we're probably due to go to ISO 32 anyway. Let's try that. And at ISO 32, it's always the same, just one hole. Yeah.
So as he's testing, I'm trying to quickly change my hair once again.
Yeah, that clears things a bit. So at ISO 32, I go to one hole only. That means that it's very dim. But I keep on working with these colors. I don't know, maybe we'll get a good one.
We're good?
Yep. In 3, 2, 1. Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Okay. And 3, 2, 1. Okay. And 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay, so one super interesting thing, I went up with my white balance.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm at 62. I'm at the cloudy preset. And it's cloudy, but don't do that usually. We had weird colors yesterday and today. So that's not usual for me to go there. But it looks good. It looks very good. Wow, okay, we got it. We got it. So this is, again, perfect balance, what I'm looking for. straight out of the camera. Good colors, see-through. She's well centered. Look at the clouds. So now it's all bonus. Of course I have to get rid of the boat. But this is all bonus. So what can I do better now? So probably colors. Okay, just in case. So I like those. I like the pinkish kit. But we know that the classic is something that is more orange. So we'll go back to that just to get a few extra shots.
So we're very lucky tonight because it's not very warm, but it's warm enough so we're still comfortable. It's not windy, and it's cold enough so there's no mosquitoes, or almost no mosquitoes. There was a little bit earlier, but you know, very, very manageable. We're good?
Yeah. Okay, the difference between a test shot and a real test shot. So the test shot, she can keep her coat when she has one, but she doesn't have one today. And a real test shot, she has to do the shot for real, but it's gonna be just one. I just invented that. We never talked about that before.
Yeah. For me, it's just a shot.
Yeah, do it and go away. Let me talk, okay? Tonight I'm talking a lot. I'm Kim Henry. I'm talking to the camera, okay? In 3, 2, 1. You and your besties. Don't move! In 3, 2, 1. Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Now it's really easy to see that both cameras are triggering correctly because I see the reflection on the sand, which we didn't have yesterday because we were in the water. Couldn't see anything. In 3, 2, 1. We can even hear them because it's so quiet tonight. And it's not raining, we're lucky. Okay, last one. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that was just a like a bonus series. It's so beautiful, but I wanted to try with the classic colors, more orange than the more pinkish. And if I still have time, if we still have some definition in the clouds, what I'd like to do now is go with the basic the basic shapes that we do, and I'm gonna name them. You're gonna see all of them. But let's just validate that things are good. Wow, that's so crazy. Look at the clouds. Look at the clouds. Wow. Okay, so I can go to 8 seconds and that's it. And there's no difference for the brightness of the tubes. Between 1 and 8 seconds is the same. What changes the f-stop and the ISO. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Okay, so 8 seconds on both cameras.
Once again, we have very good conditions tonight. It's very calm, and that means that we can both focus on the task itself. We can both be more creative and experiment more because we don't have to manage extra things that are more challenging. The wind, the cold, the mosquitoes, the waves, any conditions that make the process more hardest. It takes some energy, it takes some brain power, and it means that we're more scattered. Our focus is more scattered.
Now I want something like my whole light with a one hole dimmer. And if we decide to stick with orange colors, that's gonna be the sugar. Okay. So I'm giving her a signal so she gets prepared while I move very slow in the water. In 3, 2, 1, deep flower. It's 8 seconds now. Stay strong, stay still. Done. Okay. Next circle in 3, 2, 1. You move. Circle and strobe in 3, 2, 1. Okay, flower in 3, 2, 1. And the last one's going to be a door. Okay. In 3, 2, 1. I feel like you're a little bit lit by the boat.
Yeah. Can we do it again?
Are we done? No, okay. In 3, 2, 1. Yeah, it's Friday night. People are having a party over there, and we're in the lake making art.
Having our own party.
Okay, I'm not 100% sure, of course, if the exposure is good because I didn't do a test shot. And it might be a bit dim. Well, actually, the backdrop is quite dark. Oh, that's good, that's good. So, yeah, the circle is quite nice. But feel like could get even more from the clouds, but I'm entering the very risky thing now, so let's go at 30 seconds and do a test shot.
When Eric comes and tells me, okay, we're going for real, so that means we're doing a real series, I want to know this information because when it's cold, I would have more layers than I have at the moment. Right now, I'm basically ready to shoot, but usually I have sometimes a few layers, like 1 or 2 shirts, plus gloves if it's winter, or it can take a few let's say anything between 15 and 30 seconds for me to get ready. So as time is precious, especially during the blue hour, we want to be as efficient as possible. So he tells me if we're going for real, because if we're not, I'm going to keep myself warm.
Okay, interesting. So that works. So I'm testing at 30 seconds. It works, just that we get a lot of light because of the phone. The definition, the clouds are not as fun. So, okay, we'll not go there. We'll go back to maybe 10 seconds. I'm gonna push it to ISO 64. Ouch. But the thing is that it's very beautiful. The clouds are so cool tonight. I want to do just the last series, but it's probably pushing a bit too much. And what's that orange light now? So I think, yeah, it's just the phone. So if I point it up instead, is it as bad? So that's the app that is recording everything we see on the camera, but yeah, it's okay. I think that was it. I think that we'll have to stop and be happy with what we made. We do a quick review, get a lot of good one with angry clouds. So what's next, Kim?
Black canvas.
Black canvas.